Hello, beautiful witches. Welcome back to my channel. Kelly Contours here. Today, we are going to be ranking my blushes, both powder, cream, and liquid. So, let's get to it. So, I have 14, that's 14 blushes to talk to you guys about. And the first one, number 14 at the bottom of my list, is going to be a controversial opinion. This is. But I've had this blush before in a different shade, and I couldn't get it to work for me then. I think it had hard pan then, but I decluttered that, and then I bought it again in a different shade, and I still can't get it to fucking work. This is the Clinique Cheek Pop, okay? And this shade is Fig Pop. I'm gonna swatch everything for you guys. So there it is, and it swatches, pretty pigmented. But when I use it on a blush, here, let me grab a blush that's not dirty. I just can't get it to show up. I mean, just barely. And it's so hard to build up pigment with this blush. So hard. And I just don't like it, and like everybody raves about it, and it just doesn't work for me, and it's a pain in the ass, okay? So let's move on to number 13, which is going to be the NARS Multiple Stick Blush in the shade Orgasm. And I have had this formula. Can you even see it? See, that's the trouble with this. I'm going to put it all over my hand. There you go. I have had this in the powder, in the liquid. The liquid was my favorite, and the stick. And it works as a highlighter, but not really as a blush because it doesn't have enough pigment. It just doesn't. I already took it off my hand, but you could see how like the color doesn't really show through, just the shimmer, which is fine as a highlighter, but don't market it as a blush if it's supposed to give some flush to your cheeks. Am I right or am I right? Okay, moving on. Number 12 is the Sephora Collection Matte Perfection Blush Duo in Tiger Lily. And the reason I don't like this blush, here, I'm gonna do like 3 different swatches for you. So we have the orange, the brown, the orange, the brown, and then a mix. And this just doesn't look good on me, so that's why it's ranked number 12. I think it's too orange. It is very pigmented, which I like, but I think it's just too orange. So, number 11 is, where is it? It is Essence. It's an Essence blush that I have made. It's super cute. It is the blush in Bespoke. And I just feel like this is too cool toned to be a blush. I like a nude blush, and I tried to do this as a dupe for a blush you'll see later, but it's just too cool toned, So that's number 11. Number 12 is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Face and Lip Tint in Bang. And it's just okay. It's just okay. I barely use it. I lost the cap. So you screw it up from the bottom. And it's pretty pigmented. It's very dewy. I should probably try to use it more often. I don't think it lasts that great on the skin, so it's just not a favorite of mine. And I lost the cap, so I'm constantly like accidentally poking my fingernail into it, which is a pain in the butt. Okay. The Essence Mosaic Blush. Where did you go? That is this one. So this is supposed to be a dupe for an Hourglass blush, but it's the Hourglass blushes really sheer, because I've never had an Hourglass blush, And see how sheer that is? Let's try to build it up. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I don't wear pink blushes a lot, so that's also probably why it's not my fave. When that was like one of the only blushes that I had, I wore it a lot. So like it's, well, you tried to attack me. Why did you do that? It was mean. Don't do that again. My foot hit the cord. That's what happened. What was I saying? So like it's walkable. Like it's usable. I would use it in a pinch. It's just not a favorite. So next is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Blush in Peach Caramel. And here we get to the blushes that I actually like. This is a nice deep peachy brown, and the brush that it comes with on the other end is so dense. It works really well to blend it out. See how nice? It's still keeping the pigments, but you're kind of just spreading it around. So I really like this blush. It's a little bit hard to blend out at times. It can get patchy, but the blush on this blush is really good, and I love the color for this. Love it. So continuing on with blushes that I actually like. This is the Becca Mineral Blush in Songboard. And this, again, I was trying to find a dupe for a blush that you'll see later. And this is pretty good. I mean, I was content with this. You can see it's much warmer than this other one. I'm going to keep my dupe blushes on this hand so you can see when we get to the actual what I was trying to dupe. But yeah, I picked this up at a Sephora that was selling all of their Becca stuff. And then I went back to that Sephora to order what I really like. Okay, pumpkin coffee break. Okay, now we're getting to the blushes that I actually love. This is the Glowish Cheeky Vegan Blush Powder in Berry Juicy. The packaging is adorable. I love how it's a square, but also a circle. I still have the sticker on my mirror, so I'm not going to blind you. This is a nice deep berry. You can see that it has pretty good pigment, but it still blends out very nicely. I love it. It builds up nicely. It blends out nicely. Like, those are my criteria for like a good blush, you know. Blends out nicely, builds up nicely, is pigmented without being like, wow. Next we have this is number 5 now. This is the Fenty Freestyle Cream Blush in Drama Class. Now, I used to have this blush in the shade Fugo, and Fugo did not work for me at all. It was not pigmented enough. It did not stay. And I will say that of all my cream blushes that are this high on the list, like, this stays probably like the least. It kind of just like absorbs into your skin, but it kind of blends out into a nice like pinky purple. It's not overly cool toned, I think, but it's still purple, which I really like unique blushes. You know, I like wearing, you know, like browns and purples. I don't really veer into the yellow. That's a bit much for me. And I don't use red. I use like peach, nude, like mauve. Yeah, I think that's it, basically. And so Fugo Flush didn't work for me, but Drama Class is just totally different. Is totally different. It's buildable, it blends, and it layers. Like, I love layering this with cream blushes, because sometimes, like, I'll put on like a more pinkier cream blush, and then I'll layer this on top to kind of bring some berry tones to it, and it works really well. Next, we have the Moira Signature Ombre Blusher in Soft Berry. I used to have the peach version of this, but let me show you guys the design. I have had this for like over a year probably, and the design is still there. Very beautiful. The packaging does suck. Like I've cracked, I have a sticker over it, but you can see here where like I've cracked it right here, and this is wiggling. I just noticed this today, it's wiggling. So the packaging is not great, but the Moira blushes are so pigmented, and they'll just look gorgeous, really, they are. I wish I had them in all of the shades. So number 3, this is what I layer with the Drama Class Fenty blush. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss in Nude Kiss. I love cream blushes like this because they're pigmented, but not like, whoa! And they're buildable and blendable. Oh, it's so creamy. I want to get more shades of this too, which since Milani is an affordable brand, that won't be hard to do, I think. I just have to get myself to a drugstore that sells Milani. Okay, we are at number 2. Okay, if you guys have been here a while, you will know that this was my holy grail blush for quite a while, but it got knocked down a peg this year. This is the Melt Blush Light in Lynx, and it's what I'm wearing today. This is what I was trying to find a dupe for, so let's see. See, the yellow ones just aren't the same. This is too orange. This is, the songboard is really close, frankly. But this just has more shimmer. It's more impactful, I think. So yeah, this is Lynx. I love how it has a shimmer, but it magically just shows up on my cheekbone. Like you can't really see it down here as much. It just shows up on my cheekbone, and I do have highlighter on top, so it's not this impactful. It's yeah, so I do have highlighter on top. But I just love it. Just looks so good. It looks so like grungy and like avant-garde. I love it. Number 1. Okay, this is pretty popular. I'm joining the popular team, the popular girls, whatever. This is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush, and I have the large size in Bliss. I also have Hope and Peace, and then a mini of Bliss. So, because I got like the 3-pack that they were selling around Christmas. So, let me swatch these all for you. This is Hope. This is Peace. And this is Bliss. And I love kind of like using all 3 of these just on different sections of my cheek. And they're just, and so I'm going to just, I'm just going to blend all these together to show you how creamy it is. And it still stays pigmented. Like, look how much this is spreading. My whole hand is going to be covered. You only need a little bit. And I buff it out with a flat brush. I'm really struggling to speak today. A flat brush like this. And I just go in like that. And it buffs it out and makes it beautiful. So, and it actually stays on your skin too. That's a really big major point it has for me. And it's not a dropper, it's a doe foot. Like, I don't know if I showed you. It's a doe foot like this, which I'm thinking of like the NARS Orgasm liquid blush that had a pump. I think for liquid blushes, dropper is the best thing to do because you can, I mean, a doe foot is the best thing you can do because you can just put it directly on your skin. It's very easy to use. The packaging is just adorable. They have a great array of colors. I will say they need an actual purple though, not just a mauve. When they expanded their shade range a few months ago, they came out with like a mauve, but it's not purple enough for me. Miss Selena Gomez, you need like some purple for your golf girls that like doing weird blush, okay? Please, thank you, love you. So yeah, that was a ranking of all my blushes. So tell me what your favorite blush is, because I love trying new blush. I really like trying new blush. So tell me what your favorite blush is, and maybe I'll give it a try. um if you like having new random videos pop up on your feed, then you should totally subscribe to me, because I just upload randomly when I feel like it. No schedule, what the fuck ever. So you should subscribe and, you know, like this video maybe if you feel like being extra nice, because it doesn't hurt you. It just makes me happy, and I'm all about spreading the love, spreading the kindness. So stay weird.